Are the underwriters required to adhere to what's in the credit report, or can they consider other factors?
As this gentleman.
It's investors is what they're looking at, you know. They're looking at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac make the rules, and underwriters just making sure you fit in the box. So
Does that mean they do look at other things, or they just don't? They just look
so
at
it would have to be a more specific question. What do you
well,
mean?
the fact of the foreclosure occurred.
Right.
Okay, but you can't erase that. I mean, that actually occurred. Suppose they get the FICO statement, which shows no foreclosure, but they become aware of the fact that it was a foreclosure.
Well, here's the technicality with that. You've got a court order that claims that that information was inaccurate. So if your underwriter wants to put your loan through because the income is sufficient, the debt to income ratios are all lined up, there's an equity position in the property, you've got a 740 FICO and a court document that says that the information's inaccurate, my understanding of my current experience is the bank's going to push that through. They want to make the loans. They don't want to find, and again, you know, this whole thing about why would you not want to make a loan to somebody who's already a homeowner who's had a history of making loan payments and taxes and homeowners associations and a gardener and so on and so forth. We need to bring these people back in, not find excuses to keep them out.
I don't have a problem with the motivation to do it, but my thought is that, again, with things tightening up, the reality is there was a foreclosure.
Correct.
And if that is something that then the bank or Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac becomes aware of, they could use that then to say no.
I'm going to tell you this, that's a possibility of the close to 500 cases that we've gone through. We have yet to have one issue yet with a lender, with anybody. Yes, sir.
I have several clients who used to own multiple properties, like investors.
Right.
I assume your system would also help those people too.
Let's talk about that because that's a great point. So if it's your primary residence, we'll show it zeros paid agreed all the way across. If it's secondary or investment property, we're actually going to delete the entire trade line so that the only real estate information that's left, because we know what underwriting basically wants to look at, so that the only information that's left is your primary residence. So we're actually going to delete all additional loans and additional mortgage activities. We're going to delete them completely. And I also want to point out this regarding FICO scores. Your FICO score actually goes up once we complete this. And here's how you have to follow this. You have a $300,000 loan, right? It's your largest piece of credit, so it goes against your score. Big piece of credit, right? You've defaulted it, so it drops the score. Now we've removed it, or we show it paid as agreed. So we have removed all the negative components that have pushed the score down, and we have taken an open $300,000 liability, and now we show it closed paid as agreed. So not only have you eliminated the liability, but you have the positive component of it being a paid as agreed status. So if your client started at a 720, okay, we're going to bring them to a 730 or 735 when this is over. And that's another fun thing about this service. All right, any other questions, ma'am?
Okay, back to, let's talk about the loan application, the 1003. Declaration of default, page 4 says, have you ever defaulted in the loan?
Right.
So,
But it doesn't ask you if you've had a short sale.
but if you look at foreclosure, and depending on what type of loan that was that they had lost, and you mentioned MERS, so if you've defaulted on a government loan, what's the impact on that?
Well, again, this is very technical, and I don't want to kind of come off as attorney double talk, okay, but maybe that's how this answer is going to sound. You have a document that says the information's inaccurate. It doesn't discuss circumstance. It doesn't break it down. It just simply says the information's inaccurate and it needs to be deleted from all appropriate databases. And it wipes it right out, court order in hand.
Yeah, but her issue is that the person that is submitting the loan has to sign a document that says that they didn't.
They have to disclose.
They have, so
I'm very familiar with it.
So
I can't advise a
how do you
client
answer that?
what to say on a 1003, right? I can only tell you that there's not a provision for a short sale. It's strictly for foreclosures or deed and lieu's, which we don't even, who does a deed and lieu. So it's either deed and lieu's or foreclosures. So I cannot advise a client to lie on an application. I would never do that. I can only tell a client, again, it's not going to appear in any database. What you decide to put down on your application is your own business.
So you do want to hear the results of what the underwriters say?
I can't wait to hear it. I absolutely do want to hear it.
okay, we all want to hear it. Okay, so now, you see, we've got to know this stuff. Do you see how important it is to just kind of get a sense that this is something that is a possibility? And evidently, it really works for some of the people that have, the people that you guys have considered qualified.